Brian is in Rochester, New York. Hey, Brian, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Sure. How can we help?
Got myself into a little situation here. So I got myself into a car lease sometime back in November of last year. Was working from home at the time, so I wasn't going to put a whole lot of miles on it. Just recently got myself into a new position as of a couple months ago, which is now more of an outside sales position, which requires a lot more travel. So basically, I have the leased vehicle, putting a lot more miles on it now than I had originally anticipated. And I'm just curious as to what your thoughts were as far as what I should do at this point.
Well, you really got in a stupid mess, and then you made it even worse with adding the miles to it. So it was never smart, and it didn't just get dumb all of a sudden because of the miles. It was dumb to start with. So we're going to get out of it. That's what we're going to do. Have you looked up what the car's worth?
I have a general idea as to what it's worth. So it originally was about a $40,000 vehicle. It's probably now worth somewhere around 34.
Okay, look it up on Kelley Blue Book, kbb.com, on private sale. We'll use 34 for our discussion. Have you called the fleece company and asked what the early buyout is on the fleece?
No, I have not.
Okay. It was originally 40. I assume you put down nothing. Let's call it 37 is the buyout, meaning the early payoff, where you pay off the whole freaking car because you sell it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, you're $3,000 in the hole. 37 minus 34. If those numbers turn out to be true, they're probably not going to be too far off of that, but you need to get the real numbers. And then, so yeah, you got to have that $3,000, and then we've got to have enough to get you some kind of car to drive around. But if you're putting a bunch of miles on it, whatever you're driving, you're destroying its value. So you need the least expensive car that will get the job done, which means it doesn't break down, and it's not some kind of dinky butt little smart car, because you spend all day in the car, and you're going to be at the chiropractor's office if you have that. So you need like a real car, not a pretend car, and something that is going to be reliable. But maybe a $10,000 car max. And even if you borrow the $10,000, it's better than being $34,000 in debt and running this miles up on this lease, because you're going to get hammered with the miles you're putting on it at the end. It's really turned into a bad situation.
Don't lease cars.
Period. So, folks, let's talk about that for a second, okay? 78% of the BMWs that leave the lot this year will be leased.
Really?
New car dealers make more money in their pocket on the transaction when you finance or lease a car than they do, by far. They make about 6 times more if you lease or finance the car with them than they do if you just walk up and pay cash for the car. There's not a lot of spread on cars. They don't make a ton of money. The most profitable square footage on the new car lot is the finance office. The second most profitable square footage is the shop. It is not the showroom floor. The showroom floor is the gateway drug. It's what gets you hooked. And so the average car dealer will make $1,500 to $2,500 in their pocket cash on a $25,000 car on the lease. They make $500 to $700 less if it's bank paper or Chrysler Motor and it's just straight up debt. And they make $2,500 less if you pay cash on a $25,000 car. The reason all people are leasing cars is because they're selling you that because they make more money on that than they do anything else. So please don't let them set the tone for your finances.
And when you drive down the road and see all these BMWs, just know it's not real.
Yeah.
It's a mirage.
It's a rental car.
It's a rental car. Jeez. Wow.
And it's not just Beamers. It's Lexus. It's everything. Yeah. You're getting slayed, people.